Welcome back to another episode of Missionary Moneymaker. I'm Winn, your host. And over the last 3 weeks, we've been looking at Start Now and focusing on shaping tomorrow, advancement right today. And so if you're listening to this podcast, it's because I want to help you shape tomorrow's advancement right today. And remember, this podcast is focused on Christians in the marketplace, helping you increase your impact, your income, and your influence for the glory of God and the good of other people. I want to see that you create value. And so if you're listening to this podcast, that is the goal, is to make sure that you are the best missionary in the marketplace, honing your craft, creating value for other people, innovating, creating products and services that are helping people worldwide. Whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, you have something to contribute. So continue to listen to this podcast. And last episode, we looked at leadership development, and we looked particularly at the foundation of leadership, right? We looked at leadership is one divinely delegated, meaning that God ordains leadership. And then we looked at the position of leadership, the purpose of the position, meaning that it's service. We know that Christians are called to serve. That is what the leader is called to do, is to serve. And then the third thing we looked at is lead yourself first. And so in this episode, we're going to focus on leadership development. This is the second episode of leadership development. And we're not going to talk about the foundational parts of leadership development, but we're going to look at the practical practices of leadership development. Because if you're going to grow your leadership capacity, then you need to know how to practice it. What are those practical things that I can do today that's going to help me make tomorrow better, a better leader, a better entrepreneur, a better employee, a better team member? This is the goal of this podcast. And so point number one is that you got to have a personal growth plan. PGP, write that down. Personal growth plan. So someone said this quote. They said this: people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And so if we're going to grow our leadership capacity, if we're going to shape tomorrow advancement right today, then we need to have a plan for growing. Because growth does not happen by accident. It doesn't happen automatically. It happens with intention, on purpose. And so you need to have a plan for growing. And most leaders don't grow in leadership because they don't have a plan for growth. Don't let the music die with you. That is something I've been telling Christians for the last year. Many Christians say that they want to write a book. Well, that is my goal, is not to let the music die with you. Because guess what? Once you die, the value that you have, it can't come back out. And writing a book is a great way to increase your impact, your income, and influence. And my goal is to help 10,000 Christians in 2026 write and publish a book. So if that's you, I want you to download this free worksheet. It's called 5 Ways to Finding Your Unique Book Idea. And I want to help you write your book. Remember, don't let the music die with you. Go ahead and start singing it loud and proud right now. And remember, this is not about pride, but it's about productivity. Growing up, I never heard anybody say, Carl, you need a personal development plan. I've always heard, go to school, get good grades, and stay out of trouble. Well, getting good grades, staying out of trouble are good for satisfactory living, right? Just getting by. However, to advance, then we need a growth plan that's going to help us advance tomorrow. You cannot do this intentionally, getting good grades and staying out of trouble, but you need to have a plan to advance. So what does your personal growth plan look like? What are you doing every day to grow? every week. What does that look like for you? Do you even have one? Did anybody give you permission to have one? Right? Again, going back to my childhood, nobody told me, Carl, you need a personal growth plan. All they told me is get good grades, stay out of trouble. But that's not a personal growth plan. And so let me share with you my personal growth plan. Last week, I talked about focus on the facts, which facts stands for few actions consistently taken systematically. But that's a part of my growth plan. And so a few of these are my few actions consistently taken systematically. One, I spend 30 minutes every morning, every evening, reading God's word, meditating on scripture, and in prayer. That's my first thing that I do. The second thing is I read a personal growth book for 15 minutes, whether it's on leadership development, communication, marketing, marriage, money, relationship, habits, coaching, etc. I'm reading 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. And then I journal 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. This is what I do in the morning for the first thing I do in the morning. And this is what I do the first thing, the last thing at night is I do these things. And so this is a part of focusing on the facts. But then a part of my personal growth plan is I set aside from the facts is I spend at least 3% of my revenue, my income on development. I buy physical books, audio books, coaching programs, etc. I'm always looking to grow, right? Because remember, growth does not happen automatically. It happens on intention and with intention. And so to do that, I set aside resources to make that happen. So this is my personal growth plan. Remember, growth doesn't happen automatically. It happens with intention. So number 2, create or join a community of growth. So if you're going to grow as a leader in practices, you need to join or create a group that's growing, right? So growing up, I heard this quote, birds of a feather flock together. And most of the time, this quote was told to me in a negative connotation, meaning that I need to be careful on the friends that I choose. And that's true, but it also has some growth and positive meaning as well, right? Just don't focus on the negative things, focus on the positive. Go find you a group of people where you can grow together, a group of people that are focused on growth in leadership, whether that's leadership, marriage, finances, impact. You want to surround yourself with people who are growing. And sometimes, sadly, as believers, it may not be people in your local congregation, meaning your church. However, it may be people in your church. However, I want to tell you, no matter where you find them, you are responsible for finding a group and a community where you can grow with other people. You want to put yourself in those growth environments because, as the scripture says in Proverbs 7:27-17, iron sharpen iron, so another man sharpens another man. So you want to be around people who can sharpen your leadership capacity. You want to be in groups around that. And then secondly, if you're a leader, whether you're an entrepreneur, an executive, and you have the ability to create a culture in your organization around growth, you should do it. Remember, it starts with you first anyhow. Focus on leadership growth in your organization, making sure that you are growing, making sure your people are growing, making sure that you have an environment set up for growth. And some of that could look like you just have a library at your business, at your church, at your nonprofit, wherever you are. You have a library where people can check out books, or you have you've purchased audio programs where your team members can listen to them. Or you bring in people to speak, right? And so if you're looking for that, you can definitely hire me. I'm looking for opportunities to speak to other organizations around growing, around different content to help you grow personally. So reach out to me if I could be of assistance to you. But at the end of the day, you create that culture. But then you may not be the head honcho. You may not be the executive leader, the entrepreneur. You may just be an employee. And you yourself, you can create an environment of growth for your company, your organization, by maybe creating a growth group for around lunchtime, right? Getting together and bringing your people together, your team members together, inviting them to grow together. Because I tell you that you don't want to try to grow in isolation. It's hard. You know, God made us for community. So create that environment of growth, no matter what role you have in your organization. Begin to grow. So let me tell you about one of my stories. So at one of my previous organization that I worked for, I was an executive. And so I focused on my team. I focused on helping my team grow, not just in the skills that they needed in order to do their job properly, right? But I made sure that they were growing personally in other aspects of just growth, right? Whether it's around leadership or communication, around relationship, around you just name it. I was making sure that my team was growing. Time management. What does that look like for you? I wanted to make sure that my team was growing. Start making sure that you are growing your team. Start a growing environment somehow in your organization. And I guarantee you can start to make a change. Welcome to Missionary Moneymaker, the podcast where making a dime is making a difference. I'm Carl James Winn Jr. And we believe this: mission and money were never meant to be separated. Every Christian in the marketplace is a missionary, called to create value, solve problems, and steward influence for the glory of God. This podcast is a discipleship movement, a marketplace masterclass, and a prophetic reframe of how we think about work, wealth, and calling. Here, we equip entrepreneurs, professionals, and leaders to increase their impact, income, and influence without guilt, without comparison, just calling. If you're ready to leverage your past, walk in obedience, and build with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's go to work. Number three, evaluate as you grow. So the third thing you want to do, you want to always be evaluated. John Maxwell says this. He says, experience is not the best teacher. Evaluated experiences is the best teacher. So what I want to tell you as we close up this podcast, the last point is that you want to evaluate as you grow. See, growth can be slow, but growth can also be exponential, right? One of the ways I have experienced exponential growth is through evaluation. Evaluation should be done in regular increments. Don't wait until an entire year, because that takes so long to experience the growth, to be evaluating. Now, it's okay to evaluate at the end of the year, but you need to have other increments throughout the year in order for you to be able to see real, tangible results. But not only that, make the necessary adjustments needed in order to grow. So I would recommend evaluating anywhere between 30 and 90 days to start off. Don't wait longer than 90 days. Do 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Don't wait longer than that. And remember, the reason why I'm saying 30, 60, and 90 days, because these are regular changes in our lives, right? But for me personally, what has caused me to grow exponentially is that I evaluate almost every day. And journaling has been one of the best ways for me to evaluate my growth. It has been a way for me to look at, Carl, how are you growing? Where are you falling short at? How are you getting better? Right? Remember what I've said, not on this podcast, but let me say this right now, is progress over perfection. And so you want to always be evaluating your progress, not always looking at how you fall short, but looking at where are you making progress. And so for me, that comes through journaling. Over the last 2 years, I've journaled so much, and it has caused me to grow so much. And that growth has not been just something that I've noticed, but it's been growth that other people have noticed. I have people have tell me, Carl, wow, you are so articulate. You're winsome. You are helping me. This has been valuable to me. I like what you're doing. Can I learn from you a variety of things? But again, it's not about me. Again, I'm only saying this with you is because this is exponential growth. I'm always growing every day. I know I'm getting better because I'm reflecting, right? Going back to what John Maxwell said, evaluated experiences equals growth, right? You don't want to just say, I had experiences, and we all do, but you want to evaluate those experiences so that you can experience that growth. And if you want to experience exponential growth, begin to evaluate those experiences on a more regular increment. So as I close this podcast, remember this: a position as a leader may be given, but growth must be intentional. It doesn't happen automatically. And so to grow our leadership capacity, we must, one, create a personal growth plan. Let me see it. Ask me how I've gotten to where I am. Let me look at your plan. Look at your plan, right? In 5 years, 3 years, people are going to say, how did you get here? Well, you can go back and look at your data, your plan, and say, this is what I did to get here. I think somebody said this: success leaves breadcrumbs. So you want to make sure that you look back and say, I got here because of my personal growth plan. Secondly, create or join a community of growth, right? That's what you want to do. You want to create or join a community of growth. Remember, don't try to grow in isolation. We need other people. And in fact, when you're around other people, you can experience exponential growth as well. And the third thing, evaluate as you grow. Don't wait until 1 year later down the road, but continue to evaluate in these regular increments. And I guarantee you, you're going to see growth, because remember, this is God's law, right? What you put in, you're going to get out. So it's not something that is something that's a pie in the sky. It's not something that is special. It's not something that is superficial. You don't have to be this super Christian to do it. You just need to do it. It works if you do it. Just do it. And so that is the podcast for today. Continue to grow your leadership. And remember, if you're growing your leadership capacity, you're going to be prepared to shape tomorrow advancement right today. That's why it's about starting now. Start right now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start shaping tomorrow advancement right today. So if this podcast helped you, go ahead and like, subscribe, share it. And remember, go ahead and live it out. That is the main thing that I want to encourage you to live it out. And if I can help you, go ahead and reach out to me. My contact information will be in the description, but you can reach out to me, carl@carlwinn.com. That's my email. You can call me, text me, 832-851-9801. I want to hear about your growth. I want to see you grow. I want to walk along with you with this journey. God bless you. God keep you, and keep growing. Missionary Moneymaker, where making a dime is making a difference. This is a discipleship movement, a marketplace masterclass, and a bold reframe of mission and money, helping Christians increase impact, income, and influence without guilt, without comparison, just calling.